All right, it's 6 p.m. Board, would you like me to facilitate your meeting this evening?
Yes, please.
Very good. All right, we do have a quorum. All the members of the board are present. Welcome, homeowners. Thank you for attending the meeting. We're going to convene here at 6 p.m. And as I said, we have quorum. On page 2, I'll put it up on the screen, are the minutes. The board has packets already. The board, if you'd like to review the minutes, make any edits as necessary, and we'll entertain a motion to approve.
A motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, any further board discussion on the motion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, it passes unanimously. Thank you, board. I'm going to go a little out of order here because we do have a guest speaker on the call. So I'm going to go right down to our landscape project because Jeff Burt from Tenant Land Management is on the call with us. So we'll skip ahead to that piece. All right. So this is a kind of a one-page summary of the segments or phases of the landscape project that the board has been working on, and we received bids on most of the current stuff and are planning on 2 more phased bids for the October meeting. The board, I'll just give a little summary of the homeowners. The board formed a landscape committee as met over the last couple of months together, and then with myself and Jeff. We actually had a meeting with the golf course also, although not really directly related to the landscape project, but has something to do with that also. So board, I'm going to let Ron, you were on the committee, go through this a little bit and discuss it with the board, but I will still highlight it. So this is just a simple summary approach. So irrigation controllers are the first thing. The overseeding has already been planned. The trees, you approved the trees several months ago, but now we're coming on the planting season. So after the trees go in, actually simultaneously, we have the color replacement for the monument signs. Then we have a new proposal for plants on the entrance, color on the entrance. And then we're planning on October reviewing and approving a entire planting of new plants in the community. And then the last phase is, after all that is done, is rocking replenishment. So that is a overview. Ron, do you want to just bring it up and discuss it with the board?
Yeah, Art and I met with Jeff and Harman at his office approximately about a month ago. That what can we do, what needs to be done, and one of the issues that we have is the water control issue. So what we're going to do is reduce all the timers and make them Wi-Fi. Am I correct? They become
yeah, they're dumb controllers, if you want to use that term, and in replacing those with smart controllers. And the smart controllers are accessible via cellular, via radio, to be remotely controlled, programmed using weather software and all sorts of other fancy stuff that allows the system to operate, I guess, more efficiently, use the water more efficiently. But one of the issues, and I'm just speaking from what I've heard from Jeff and you guys, you know, we have limited pressure because we're on our own pump system with the golf course, and the golf course gives us a certain 12-hour window that we use the water, and then the other 12 hours the golf course uses the water. Well, to get all our watering done in 12 hours and manage the pressure that is available from the pumps, we have to coordinate which valves in what part of the community are on and off at the same time, and that's almost impossible to do with the manual controllers. So these controllers will allow that to be done really well and should help our irrigation, help the plants and the lawn do much better. Is that a good summary, Jeff?
That's a good summary.
Okay, so go ahead, Ron.
Oh, yeah, we talked about the plans, what needs to be done. Jeff that's his business. He's very knowledgeable. He taught us a lot of things, and we want to add a lot of colors to this community. Jeff came out with some ideas, and I think those are very good ideas. Without changing the look of the Greenfield Lakes community, the identity, we'll be able to add some colors and put some plants that don't necessarily take a lot of water, but is gonna add a lot of is gonna give it a personality. And so the meeting was great. He got us some bids for the irrigation controllers for the plants. Unfortunately, with overseeding, the prices of seed has almost, first of all, they're non-existing and the prices have almost doubled. So that's why this year the price is a little bit higher than last year. But yeah, we want to get this done as soon as possible. Now that we have the money in the bank, we want to put this community together when it comes to landscaping. We have a short period of time in October till about mid-November before it freezes during winter time, and then it starts again mid-February all the way to May, end of May. So we want to get as much done as possible. Am I right, Jeff? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, they're saying that it's supposed to be a warmer winter, but they said it was supposed to be a dry summer. Well,
Yes.
look how that worked out.
That'll happen.
So we will, yeah, so we will do whatever it takes to get these projects done ASAP, to bring the community back to create a beautiful focal point for the community.
So I did list the proposals here, Ron, and board. Would you like to go through one by one and discuss and vote each one separately? Or you want to do it as a collective? It's up to you guys. As you reviewed these already. Then we can entertain comments from during the motion process from homeowners.
Yeah, let's go through each phase.
Very good. All right, so irrigation controllers are this page right here. I'll be putting it up. You have it, but I'll put it up here. So it's Jeff, you want to give us a quick summary of the proposal irrigation controllers? I'll show what people look like.
Yeah, what we're going to be putting in is taking out the rainbirds that are there currently and right there. Go back to that page. That way gives everybody understanding. The next one. There you go. Yep, that one.
This one.
That one right there. What we would do is maybe replacing all of the current stations. You've got a total of 22 controllers right now on property. We're going to go from 22, I think it's to 14. So we're going to reduce our assets, which is going to make it easier to manage, number one. Number two, these controllers, they are basically cellular based, and it's going to give obviously us the ability to be able to manage the watering with our phones, with the computer. It's all done through the local Doppler radar, and every night it dials up the system and pulls down information as to what tomorrow's weather is supposed to be, and the system will automatically make adjustments accordingly, so we're not overwatering or underwatering. It's not a perfect system, but it's a move in the direction of water savings for the state of Arizona. It's going to be one of those mandated things that are going to come down, I guarantee you, probably within 12 months to 24 months with what's going to happen come 2022. The other thing that it does for us and for you, it's really designed for the saving of our plants. I think the issue that's always been the problem in the past is that you can't manage 22 stations or 22 controllers. It's really impossible. You aren't paying for that. And that's the problem. It takes people to do that. And the plantscape needs to have better watering controls. So that way we aren't killing plants because of too much water, and we're not killing plants because they don't get enough water. So this is what we want to do, is put these in strategic locations where we currently have the controllers. This is going to give Greenfield Lake's a lot better control over the irrigation that we currently have today.
Okay.
Okay.
The bid shows the, let's see, there's the first page, an 18 stations, 6 12s, 2 24s, the 30 station, I guess 130 and a 36. I'm just reading it off here, 42, and then 3 of these controllers,
The pedestals.
technician, oh, those are pedestals.
Yeah, 3.
The installation hours, the data programming hours for $39,566.32. Board, want to make any questions with Jeff, or you want to make a motion?
I have a question. I noticed that the WeatherTrack's data plan is included in the first year.
Yes.
And I noticed there's a price there for the annual data plan per controller. How much are we looking at?
$275 a year. That's their price, what they charge for the access for 1 year. So you're looking at, I think I put it on there. It's $3,000 a year. I think it's for 14 units. I think is what it is. Where is it? There it is. It's $38.50 a year total for all of your controllers.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
And what is that $38.50 gonna buy us?
You access like a cell phone, because that's what the unit is. Remember, the unit is live. Okay. It's a cell phone. It's really that's what that is. So every day it's dialing up the local Doppler radar and it's pulling in the data. So we have to remember that people don't think of it this way of dissipation rates. We don't think about humidity. We don't think about, those weather related events that actually suck water out of the ground. And what the systems do, and this is what you're going to see happening for everywhere across the board, across the country. This is what's coming, is that you're going to have to be putting in smart irrigation controllers in all the HOAs, because if you want to keep grass, you're going to have to start managing the water better. And the only way you do that is through smart irrigation controllers. Because when you're dealing with a regular controller, we call it a dumb controller, because it's like your home. It's a dumb controller. You program it for waters 3 days a week for 5 minutes a day, and that's what it does. It doesn't know how to make it. It's not live. It can't make connections, in that regard, unless you have, the local ones that are Bluetooth. What you're doing here is we don't have Bluetooth. We can't get Bluetooth that would work in a commercial setting. That's how would I say that we can be guaranteed that it would actually have connection. So what you're getting is you want to have the cell base. This is what all the properties are going to, is it's all cell based, that for sure that it's dialing up on an every night basis and pulling on the local.
Yeah, Kevin, it's $22.92 per controller per month. So it has a SIM card in it, and it gets a data plan.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Any other questions for the board? Would the board like to make a motion?
Jeff, one more
Yes.
question. You didn't mention about the ability to, in real time, turn the circuits on and off. Will we be able to do that if it starts raining, for instance?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's, because remember, now you have access to the phones and all that. According to what WeatherTrack, Jeff, his name is Jeff, by the way. We had met with them, and Jeff had told me it's something a little different, because remember, I use another program too as well, which we used to be called ET Water. They allowed the system to be able to automatically shut the water off when it rained. They don't do that in Arizona or Hawaii. I don't understand the whole Hawaii thing, or Nevada. I get that. But the problem here is that people think that, oh, it's raining, shut the system off. So the problem we have to remember here, guys, is that a lot of runoff, it doesn't soak up into the grass. So that's the reason that they're telling us why, and it makes sense to me, is why we got to be careful, because if we see that it's coming in and raining in Arizona, as we all know, we don't get rain everywhere. Yeah, it might be raining over here in Queen Creek, but it may not be raining, over where you're at. And vice versa. We saw what happened with you guys just only 5 weeks ago. You guys got inundated that day with all that rain, but I didn't get any over in, East Mesa. So, but what you can do is on this is where we know we're getting a lot of water, a lot of rain. Yes, we can go in there manually and just turn the thing off and keep it off for 3 or 4 days, and there it's done. It takes 5 minutes to shut them all down. It's done, and you move on.
There's another side benefit if we have a pipe break at night or off hours or a weekend. If I know where the pipe is, it's reported to us. I can call Jeff up and say, this pipe, he knows what valve it is. He can turn the valves off remotely
Yep.
until it's repaired the next, business day. Small benefit, but at least doesn't waste water. We have a unique situation where our water is non-metered, so to speak. We pay a flat rate, but that rate's not going to stay the same rate forever. And we'll see what the city ends up doing with that too. What would you like to do, board?
I'd like to motion to approve that.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, do we have further board discussion on the motion? Okay, homeowners, if we have any homeowner discussion or questions on the motion or on the controller system? You have the ability to unmute yourself. The easiest way is to push the space bar on your keyboard as a push to talk switch. Okay, I don't hear any. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes unanimously. Thank you, board. So the next one is overseed. It's really in the budget. We normally wouldn't even come to, I'd ask you to approve it, but since we've had such a substantial increase in seed price this year, literally double, I wanted the board to be aware, and we put it out here. So I'll go to that. Let's see, where's I'm not even sure I even put it in here.
You want me to mention anything? I will.
Yeah, I probably have it separate. I didn't put it in the board report. Let me pull it up. 275.
Harmon, I do think I saw one as you were scrolling that said winter seed,
Oh, it did? I went by too fast.
possibly.
That's the color.
Okay, it's 275. I have them out of order. That's 75. Yeah, that is that. Oh, it is it. Yeah, 227,675. Okay, so there's your almost 5,000 pounds of seed. Can we buy seed by the dump truck load instead by the bag?
No, they go by the pallet load.
Pallet load. All right.
Yeah, and just so you know, guys, I'm getting the best price you can get out there. I get it from Wilbur Ellis, exactly where Scott's getting his from. They're the ones that sell it to all the golf courses. And when Tim called me and he sent me all the information and warned me that prices are double because of whatever happened in Oregon with the fires. Apparently they don't have enough seed. I don't know if it's a ploy. I don't know if it's a tactic. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. All I know is it's double the price of what everybody paid last year. That's where we're at.
Scott was on our meeting last month. I don't see him on the list this month. You out there, Scott? No, I guess not. So
Harmon, there
yeah.
are 2 cell phone numbers on there. Do we know if they're homeowners or?
I do not. If you're 903, well, they have to, well, they're going to mute themselves. 9034, would you like to identify yourself? Your phone is 9034? Or your phone is 7446? They're not answering, Ron.
Okay.
Let's leave them on. All right, any questions on the overseed?
Harmon,
Yes.
I'm 7446, Carl.
Oh, thank you, Carl. And you're going to stay after also, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to put Carl up here on the name. Thanks, Carl.
You're welcome.
All right, we got 1 out of 2. So if you happen to be 9034, you speak up at your leisure. Okay, board, we're on overseeding.
This is already in the budget. I motion to approve. It's already been on the budget.
It's obviously gonna be over budget. That's
Yeah,
kind of the reason.
you're over budget.
Yeah. All right, we have a second.
I'll second that.
Any further board discussion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Let's go back up. All right, the tree bid, you approved that months ago, but I just wanted to put in here as part of the overall project and the phasing. 726 is monument sign fall color. So let's go to 726. Here we go. So this is Jeff, you want to take a minute or two to discuss the color
Yeah.
you're going to put in here? I think there's pictures.
Yep, there you go. We're gonna do the geraniums. That's what we're gonna put as a backdrop on there, and then we will take the petunia, we'll put those in the very front of it, so that way you can get that color. I put red, white, and blue on there, so I hope everybody's okay with that. Kind of put the red in the back, and we'll do white in the middle and blue in the front. Unless someone has something else they want to do in a color, I can change that, not a problem. But these are the plants that would be best suited for the fall and the winter this coming year. And this is going to be all for the 4 monument signs that we have.
Okay, it's for the 4 main ones.
The 4 main ones. Yep.
Okay. So that is $5,340, board.
I motion that to approve
Yeah.
that.
We have a second.
I'll second that.
Any board discussion on the motion? Any homeowner discussion? Oh, all right, we have a somebody on chat. If you give me a moment, let me read this. So the chat message is summary. Seems like we're spending money on plants that need to be replaced as opposed to xeriscaping to reduce the impact. How much ROI are we actually getting other than the feel good factor? So if Ron or a board member that you did the landscaping, you want to address that. I think there's part of it are xeriscape, part is normal, and part is these color entrance areas. So it depends how you want to adjust that.
For 20 years, this community has not had a serious landscaping. Many plants have died that needs to be replaced. Some of the lines that needs to be changed. And we don't pay for water, is part of the contract. So that's, we don't have any extra water expense. Overseeding is something that has been requested by homeowners for years. Pretty much everybody does it. All communities do, and we've always done it. Flowers and bushes, great economy, great. If the focal point of your community doesn't look good, is going to devaluate your house. You need to take a look at what other communities are doing that are near you. Finley Farms, Morrison, they're all experimenting with flowers and trees and winter grass. So we don't want to be the sore thumb in the neighborhood.
And Nathan chimed in that maybe a long-term look at it would be a good option for next year. I'd point out that this is the 2 major monument signs on Warner and Greenfield that you just revamped a few months ago or the beginning of the summer that really came out very nice that everybody liked. And the design of those, the new plants that were put in are designed to be turned every 6 months, those 2. And the board has said, let's now go to other entrants. So these are focal points of plants and color at each entrance to the community. This is not, flowers around the community that you have to be replaced all the time like that. So that's really the seasonality of the plants. We have a couple other comments here. Katie said, We have looked into this option of turf, which would be eliminate the cost of waters. Have we looked into the option of turf, which would eliminate the cost of water, seed, and water stations? So you want to expand on that? You mean taking out all your turf and putting rock in? I'm not sure what you mean. And then Jeff says we spend $3,000 every 6 months for plants around the monuments. Yeah, that's a fair statement, Jeff.
Hey, Harmon, this is Nathan. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think we need to do something short term and just put flowers in and make it look nice. And if we want to do a project long term to figure out if there's a more economical long term thing that looks beautiful, then let's do it. But let's just get something done now. That's my 2 cents.
Very good. So Katie say taking out grass and replacing with turf. Katie, turf and grass are the same thing unless you're saying artificial turf. You can unmute yourself, Katie, and speak if you like.
Yeah, I'm saying artificial turf because in the long run, if we're spending $25,000 every 6 months, I mean, what would the cost of the artificial turf be?
Jeff, how many acres of grass do we have?
We have 11 acres of grass, and it wouldn't be cost effective. You wouldn't have the money to be able to do it. In maybe select areas, yeah, where you start reducing, you are correct about that. You could do some areas where you start taking that out. I would be very cautious. What I would say is that all of the retention areas along Warner and Greenfield, you rip out all, if that's what they ever wanted to do, you rip that all out and just make it rock because it's retention. It's the problem that you guys have had over these years is that all that runoff from the streets, you have to remember it's all chemicals. So it's coming off that asphalt, it's dirt, and it's not good on the grass. So it's always a challenge in those areas. If they ever wanted to in the future, yeah, I mean, I will say this too, is that sooner or later, you probably will have to do this. All right. And I mean that, guys. It'll probably come down in a few years, maybe 5, 6 years. We'll see what happens unless something changes. They're going to start asking to probably pull out some of the grass. You know, I'm just trying to warn everybody because I've got some letters that came from some lawyers and this is what's happening. So yeah, it might be a good idea down the road. But for now, since they're not asking, we're taking small steps to keep grass, make it look nice and beautiful, put in the smart irrigation. We can take this information, we give it back to the city and I got to go back and make sure and see, but they normally give us some credits back because we're doing smart irrigation controllers in the property. So we're doing our fair share with the city of Gilbert to try to help in that regard. But to put fake grass around in areas, well, it would only be in select areas, like maybe the front monument signs, things like that.
Hey,
I would agree with you.
Harmon, a square foot's like 40,000 square, or an acre is 40,000 square feet.
Yep,
You can't get
43,000.
turf in for less than $1.50 a foot. So you're talking $600,000-700,000 if we want to do that.
Or artificial turf is way more than a couple bucks a foot to have an install.
Well, I'm talking about the cheap crap.
The stuff you can buy at Home Depot for front of your RV camper. Yeah, that's carpet. No, but to your point, in fact, this just came up in the last few days over this plan because putting the rock in is the last thing we're going to do. And there are areas in the retention, especially the north side, western edge of Knox. It's deep. There's grass in there. It turns into a mud hole. It's awful. And we've had trouble with it with the rains. It doesn't drain. That's a perfect area to put rock in. There's no need to have grass in that area. Now, the grass will still come out to the corners and it'll look nice at the entrance. But as you go down Knox, having some grass there just doesn't make a lot of sense. And then what Jeff mentioned also on Greenfield, south of Warner on the east side, that place has been a mud pit for a couple months. It just doesn't drain. It's not good. So rock would be probably beneficial there too. But good comments. Thank you. Any other comments before we vote? All right, board, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you, board. Go to the next one. see, that's the monuments. This is similar, but this is now the next step in what you did with the major 4 monuments. Now the request from the board was to do the smaller entrances with similar plants in a smaller scale. So that's 737. So let's go to, I had a map on here. There it is. So just for everybody knows, can you, all right, it's hard map to see, but there's these little red corners right here. If you can see those, well, doesn't help if I do that. So basically the entrance for Reseda, Knox, the entrance is down here on the south side of Warner, and down here in the
9 entrances.
there's 9 entrances. So each entrance now will get like a mini treatment that what the main monument signs have is what this proposal is. So it's a similar color, similar plants. It's just less of them dispersed around those entrances.
It would be different, Harmon, just so
Oh,
you
they're
know.
different? Okay.
It's not, there's no annual color, so.
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry, you're
permanent.
right. I apologize. I was thinking of the colors. So let me see if I can zoom in this guy. You did a nice rendering here. There, that's the entrance. So these are, you're right. These will not die in 6 months, will they, Jeff?
No,
Okay, so this is permanent plants and color for those 9 entrances. Correct?
yes.
Okay, so that's what we wanted to get to.
My thought was that there's no color, and that's the biggest problem with Greenfield Lakes. There's no color. It's when you go in, there's no color. And has a lot to do with the irrigation. I don't know what happened 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't know, even though I lived right next to Greenfield Lakes for 20 years. I lived on Higley Road. So I just don't remember seeing a lot of color there. And I thought that because of Gilbert Gardens, everybody seems to like Gilbert Gardens with all the color. Well, why don't we put this at the monuments? I think it would look really nice using the yellow bells, let them grow big and natural and let them flourish, with the yellow flowers, and then put the red lantanas in the front of that. And then put yellow lantanas on the ends to kind of tie it in. Keep the bougainvilleas, which are beautiful, but let them they shouldn't be cut like that. All right. We want to make them more natural, let them grow. That's the idea here. So they bloom and look great. And then put a couple, because you've already made the investment on these Mediterranean palms. So some areas have them, some areas don't. And instead of wasting that, let's replace where they're missing. So we put a couple Mediterranean palms in there, and those will kind of grow high over the time. But that was my idea, just a thought.
Board?
I think it's a great idea.
I like it.
I agree. I think Harmon, Marge, Steve, raise your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see. She has the ability to unmute herself, although she has no audio. So Marge, you don't have a microphone icon next to your video icon. So you want to type and I'll read what you say, or you can call on the telephone separately and unmute yourself. Oh, thanks for pointing that out, but yeah. We'll wait for she can get in. Okay, any further discussion, board? Then we can have homeowners chime in if they like. Okay, homeowners, any discussion on this motion? Marge, are you still there? Maybe she's not on the phone. I don't know. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Some homeowners chimed in on the chat. That looks good. Appreciate that. Okay, let's zoom back up. I think that is the end of that list, but we wanted to point out. So the bigger planting of plants, and that's the hundreds and hundreds of plants working on a planting plan and a list of those plants. We'll have that at the October meeting that for the planting after the other ones are done. And then the last is the rocks. So the intention of, I'm not, what I see you say the intention. Ron, you're in the committee. You tell them what your intention is that you told us.
Oh, we got the price for the rocks, but we figured we bring it in the October meeting. So we have all the parks, everything within this community. Jeff is subcontracting it with a company that they shoot the rocks versus bring in truckloads and people have to use wheelbarrow to take it from point A to point B.
Yeah, there's a company.
So we're going to do it as a whole, probably about 1,000 tons of rocks.
Yeah, we're looking right near 1,000 tons. And the
And-
company is Rock Shooters.
We save a lot of money by doing it this way, and the saving goes to the homeowners. Am I correct?
Correct. We did have a little side discussion, and we'll look into it logistically, how we would do it, and talk about it at the October meeting. But we already had a couple of homeowners saying, if you guys are buying in that much rock and bringing it in, how do we, piggyback on that? So if we can work it out with the vendor, if homeowners would like to get rock, they pay it themselves to the vendor, not through the HOA, but it'll be substantially less because they're bringing that much rock in with the big trucks and the shooter. So maybe homeowners can take advantage of that opportunity. So we'll have more information of that. I already had a couple homeowners ask me about that when we did that.
Hey, Harmon, I did find out today it is 1-inch Santa Fe, Ron, just so you know, it's Santa Fe Gold, 1
Santa
inch.
Fe Gold, that's what it was, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not
Okay.
Madison.
Yep. Santa Fe Gold,
Okay.
Perfect. And is, what is it?
1 inch,
1 inch.
1 inch.
Yeah, they had it, okay, perfect.
What is it? How many tons in a truck? 20 or something?
It's 20 tons per load of a truck. Yes. They sometimes overload it, but it's 20 tons per truck.
That's a lot of
Norman
rock.
Margie has a question.
Okay, Margie, does this include the entrance to the gated area at Park Crest?
Oh.
I would say no,
Uh-oh.
because the Park Crest has the palm trees and the other plants. So we really didn't take that treatment to Park Crest, did we, Jeff?
No, I did not. I could, if you'd like me to do something over there.
I don't think it would be very much to add on to
No.
Park Crest to do that. All right, why don't you get me something I can email to the board tomorrow on it?
Okay, and then we'll
All right.
find out about the palm trees with Scott on next week, right? Who's
Yeah.
gonna do those?
Yep, we're working with the golf course on the palm trees and maintenance areas for golf course versus HOA, so everybody kind of knows what's going on there. And I'll probably get the question, because I've gotten the question for the last several weeks. I'll just let you guys know now. The tree on Park Crest, as you turn off of Warner onto Park Crest, there's been a tree down on the east side, and unfortunately, another tree went down on the west side. Those are golf course trees. They're not HOA trees. So, and I did talk to Scott. They may be taken care of already by today. He was taking care of those, today or tomorrow. So that should be cleaned up real soon now. All right, that's the comments on that's all in the landscape piece. This may be a good opportunity because you have some great comments, homeowners. You have any other overall questions or comments about the landscape project you'd like to ask the board or Jeff while we have the opportunity?
Harmon, on the rocks, are we just waiting on the price? Was that?
Oh, no, we have the price. We don't know exactly how many. The first calculation came out to a little under 900 tons, but we want to go through and see where some other thin spots are. And it wasn't necessary to decide tonight. So we're going to do a little more work to get the number better, and then we'll have it at October. But we're in the high 800s to 950 ton area.
I mean, if it's 900 or 950, does it really matter?
No, but
just approve it and get it going.
yeah, well, approving it today or October makes no difference because it
That's
won't be
fair.
in. The rocks aren't going to go in till the end of December anyway.
Oh,
Hey, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah. of course.
Just so everyone knows, here's the process and the timeline, okay? The process is first, let's get the irrigation working properly. All right, I think we could all agree that I think you guys have spent money over the years that things have died. Why have they died? I've already know that's why we put together this irrigation controller program. We need to have better control because you guys, like most HOAs, aren't going to pay to have a full-time irrigator on your property 5 days a week managing that irrigation. It isn't going to happen. You won't pay for that. So what we need to do is we've got to have control over these controllers to manage that water and making sure that these plants are getting the water that they require. So no one can ever, even if you fire me tomorrow, no one can ever say, I can't manage that. Oh, yes, you can, because you just purchased that. And I don't care who you are, you should be able to manage that, because now you can turn them on, turn them off, and do what you need to do. Secondly, we need to go through all the drip irrigation to make absolutely sure that everything is working properly, because I don't want you spending money on plants and then we're not getting water to it. That's ridiculous, because we all work hard for our money, and I don't want to see plants die that I have to warranty. I want to make sure everything's going to work properly. Third, as Ron and I had talked about, I won't go into too much detail, but it's the valve issue. We need to make sure that we check that they're the right valves that are being utilized. Over the past, there's been other people have used other types of valves that you're not supposed to be using. They're supposed to be gray water scrubber valves. They're very expensive, but they're designed for a purpose, for all the chemicals and the junk that comes out of the lake, so they don't get clogged, and so they can keep water going to the plants. I can see, I've been watching and seeing all the issues we've been dealing with. That's one of the biggest issues. So we need to first take care of the irrigation. All right, that's the first thing, and that would be on a timeline. Since you've already approved it, I can have those things will be probably put in here within the next 2 weeks, because it is an over-the-counter purchase. Jeff already told me that through WeatherTrack, not a problem. So I can have all the product. And I would say by the second week of October, I will have those all installed all around the property. So say second or third week, give me in case things happen. So just second or third week, because I need them in before we overseed. All right. We go to overseed. Overseed is October. All right. My company has 1.5 million square feet of overseed that I have to do. So it takes me the entire month of October to do overseeding. I don't have any extra time to do any other installs that are major. Okay, so what we're going to do is overseed will get done in October, and the flower color replacement has to be done in early October. All right, so I got to get that ordered before we lose our plants as well, because there's only so many plants to go around. So I got to call Troy and get them ordered. He's the guy who I bought my stuff from. That'll be done, say around by the 15th of October, your flowers will be done and your overseed will be done. Okay. Then I'd say is what we'll do is come November 1, when I'm finished doing all of my overseeding, all the trees will be delivered, which is, I think there's 65 or 70 on that proposal you guys have proposed before that you already approved. We're going to start putting the trees in. Okay. We're going to move that direction, and you'll have a proposal for the month of October meeting with the price of all the plants. I have to go through, and what Ron would like me to do is go through and replace, if there's three plants when there should be 4, put a 4th one. If there's only 2, but there should have been 5, put 5 where they're all missing. So I have to really look at the whole property as a whole, and not only do the irrigation, but then make sure what plants are missing. We don't really want to create anything new. What we want to do is we want to basically replace what's already been died, what's ever died, and what's been missing. That's kind of the idea. So that you'll have that information in October. Once that's approved, I can start putting that in right around, say, November 15th, and we can be done, with that, say somewhere, give me about a month. It's gonna take some time. So probably through December 15th or so is when I'll have all the plants put in. The goal is to have at least the plants, the irrigation, overseeding, color, the front entrances, and all of that done. But it'll all be done around December 15th to December 30th. That's what the window that I would give everyone. Okay. I'm only so big. I've got almost 30 people, and we're working hard every single day, and I've got to make this all work. Okay.
I rescind my last statement. I didn't realize it was a timing thing. Good.
There's a lot to do, guys, and it's the rock always goes in last. So I would tell you the rock will be in January, February, right around in there, because then what will be at the mercy of rock spreaders and what his schedule is with his guys and trucks. Okay. And I think everybody realizes that everyone's having a challenge with employees. Luckily, I'm very fortunate. I don't have a lot of employee issues. My issue is I got all my customers coming at us. Everyone wants to spend money on stuff, and I'm trying to take care of everybody and making sure that their properties look good, which is a great problem. And so I'm trying to manage that properly so I don't upset anyone. Okay.
Very good. That's a great summary of the timeline. I was thinking rock was end of December, so obviously I had no idea. So
No, January, you're right.
then.
So
You
January,
said
January, right on there. Yeah.
So if you say February and make it the beginning of January, you'll be the hero and we'll all be happy. That's great.
Right. Under promise, over deliver. Absolutely.
There you go. All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments for Jeff or the board on the landscaping? Otherwise, we'll move on.
Keep
All
up
right.
the good work.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate
Thank you,
your being here and telling us what's going on.
All right, and one last thing, tomorrow, the rest of the tree stumps will all be taken out. I've got the crews getting that taken care of, so we should be done by, I don't know, 11 o'clock or so with stump grinding and removing whatever trees fell out of the ground. That'll be done tomorrow. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Great job.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Appreciate it.
Okay, Jeff has dropped off. I wanted to point out to the board and to the general homeowners, he works really hard for you guys, but I think if you picked up a number, he says he has 1.5 million square feet of overseeding. And you remember earlier, how much overseeding do you have? You have 500,000. You're one of his biggest properties. You're a very significant customer to him, and you do get the attention. So I think that's a really good thing, why we've worked well with him, that you have a dedicated crew. He is over your property a lot. He's really making it look nice. So you're one of his largest, I think you're his second largest property actually, but he's big enough to have all the equipment and labor when necessary also. So I wanted to, I guess, put a little plug in for him and not let him know I said that. All right, back to the agenda. Okay, we approved the minutes. Let's do our financial report. Treasurer, would you like me to summarize the financials?
Yeah, please give us a short summary.
All right, well, yeah, we did a quick one. All right, so here's our balance sheet from last month to this month. No significant changes other than our reserves went up because, of course, we put away money in reserves every month. So financially on the balance sheet, it looks good and very little change. I highlighted our P&L as I normally do. No, a little bit of changes here. We're doing great on income. I highlighted that. We're a little bit under in common. We're a little bit over in community. There were comments last month about legal. You can see legal has actually come down from what it was before. Gates, we're a little under budget in gates. We're right on, well, we're a little over in insurance, but it was budgeted at a time when we didn't know what the insurance was going to be this year. We are under budget landscaping year to date. So that's good because we're going to spend some money in operations and landscaping. As I put it in that chart, some is operations, which we have the budget for, and some is reserve. Miscellaneous, this is just our operations area miscellaneous. There's offsetting income for this. We're right on in operations. I didn't highlight it, but we're at a $40,000, we're 900 off. That's pretty close. We're very under budget, which is kind of nice in miscellaneous repair. So gives us a little cushion in our budget. We have put $96,960 into reserves. So far this year, we put away $12,120, moved from operations checking into money market reserves every month. That's good. Our income tax was only $50 instead of the other. So that's under. And we're under budget electricity. And of course, we're right on budget for water because it's a flat rate. So overall, we're year-to-date expenses, 19,296 under budget with a little bit over budget income. So we're doing really well. We're 19,000 good to budget. And all your backup material is here, checking accounts, reconciliation, and checking statement. So board, do you have any questions about the financials? Any homeowners have any questions about the financials? Okay, board will entertain a motion to accept the financials as published in your board packet. because I didn't really present that
I'd
much.
like to make a motion that we accept the financials as published.
I second.
Any further discussion on the motion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
I,
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, walls. We got a lot to do on walls here in kind of three separate areas, if I put it that way. Give you a quick update on the wall on Quinn. It was in process and doing well, and the contractor hit a SRP Electrical where they did not know it was, and that stopped everything. We had to go back to the engineers. They had to do new drawings, get new sign-offs on the drawings. Those drawings were delivered to the contractor Tuesday late or Wednesday morning, and construction should start up again. In fact, Mr. Zifkaf, are you on? You were earlier. I wondered that. I was supposed to start up again. I don't know if they've started construction in the last day or two, but it should start any day to
They
get the
haven't
wall back
started
going
yet.
on. They have or have not?
They have not. It's still
Have not.
as it has been for.
Okay, well, it's now on the contractor, put the crew back on, but the delay was SRP wires and new drawings from the engineer. The wall report, want to give you an update on that. I talked to the engineering company that's doing our big wall report for us. We are scheduled for inspections next week on Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is their major inspections. So you'll see guys running around looking at walls next week, and we should have the report by the board meeting in October. So that's the update on the wall report. Now we have wall repair projects. I prepared actually Naomi prepared a spreadsheet for us to summarize everything. So we have four major areas or four separate wall projects that we have currently going on. We have the main one on Park Crest that we've been working on for several months. We had a DUI hit the wall over on South Greenfield Lakes. Well, that's the house's number, but it's the backyard faces Greenfield. And then we had the fence fall down at 2452 East Sheffield. And then we've also had a project of just repairing the entire perimeter around the South Park, which is the basketball park. So on each individual one, Naomi went out and we went to that many. If you see the list, we went to 7 different companies, and we literally only to get 2, and even on the 2, only one bid all of them, and Titan bid the main one. So we'll go project by project. Bro, do you want to go project? Well, it's the only way really to do it. So on the project one is on the Park Crest. We have Sun King and Titan. We did go out to these other 5s. You can see the notes of why. Now they're waiting on follow-up. We've been waiting for a long time to get it from these guys. So they all say they're very busy. We've had a no bid and too busy to provide proposals, et cetera. It's the case. These are net numbers. Look at the proposal, because each of these proposals have homeowner contributions in them. So the Titan proposal, and we met several board members, myself, and the engineers met out at the Park Crest wall a month or so ago to reevaluate it. And it was determined to rebuild the entire footing of the wall. There's currently only 2 courses of concrete block. They're going to go to 4 courses of concrete block, which will elevate the foundation wall above the grade level on the Park Crest side, because it's a retention wall also. So the whole wall will be 2 courses higher, and the view fence will be slightly lower because to keep the wall the same height. So that'll be a much better substantial wall with new footings and rebar. So the bid is from Titan is $100,610. The contribution from now the reason why there's a contribution here, we offered the homeowner that his wall is adjacent, or his fence is adjacent to to the HOA fence at the cul-de-sac end. So he could go repair it himself, but if he wants to piggyback on the bid that the HOA is getting, he'll pay his share of that. So that's why you'll see that right here. So the 100,000, and there's 89 linear feet of the 511 feet are for the other homeowner. So that's why I netted that out in our sheet, that it's 85,000 to the HOA. Sun King bid this also, and Sun King's estimate is based on the same specs, 4 courses high, fence all the way across. I will mention that there's a little piece of the fence on the south edge that was replaced about 5-6 years ago, and that fence is actually aluminum, and it's not rusted through. It just, the foundation fell away from it, but the fence is still good. So that fence will be reused, and it's aluminum fence, so it's not going to rust away. But all the other fence will be new galvanized painted metal fence, because to do another 450 of aluminum would really make this a much more expensive project. But the longer we keep on it, painting it, we pull the irrigation away. We have the irrigation stop on both sides, golf course side and the HOA side. Keep the water away from this fence. We ought to have no more problems. So anyway, Sun King's is 56,580. The homeowner's contribution or share of that part is 9,483. And so that netted us out in that project, that bid, to 47,097. Board, what would you like to do?
One of the things I asked, we tried to get contractors to come in and bid. It's been about 4 months now that the fence has been down. And we tried every way we can to get contractors to come and bid. Titan is just, in my opinion, is just way too high for the same thing. Sun King has a great reputation. I have worked with them in the past before. They're a reputable company. I asked Harmon if any of this work is going to be subcontracted out. And he assured us he has a license for both, and he's doing it all himself. His company is going to be doing it. My preference is just not let the homeowner suffer anymore. If the board is okay, let's give the bid to Sun King, because we can get any other bids in the last 4 months. And but it's up to you guys, whatever.
I think we should go with Sun King. We should get moving.
Okay, want to make that a motion?
I make that a motion.
We have a second.
I second the motion.
Any further discussion from the board? Any homeowner discussion from the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it passes. The next one, there's a detail, but I'll just talk to this one. It's the DUI. We have ordered the police report. We have not yet received the police report. If the driver does have insurance, the HOA certainly will be going after that insurance. This is a party wall with the homeowner, and the homeowner has reported it to their insurance. Unfortunately, our insurance has a $5,000 deductible, so there's no reason to put a claim in on the HOA. So the 4,833 is the total cost of the wall, and that will be shared with the homeowner's insurance. We were, again, unable to get any other bids to repair this. And I'll make a little side comment. I actually went with 2 other contractors, met on site within the last, actually about 2 months ago, or right after it happened, actually, about the week after it happened. And they assured me to get a bid, and if we didn't hear from them, we followed up, and then they said they're too busy. So this is not, I just want to make everybody really assure that we really tried. We met on site with them, and they still even would not bid this stuff. I don't know. Maybe we ought to be in the construction business if it's that busy. So board, I need a motion. You really don't have a choice. We need to get this done, and that's it. So what would you like to do?
Well, I thought we motion.
Okay, we'll take
Second
that.
motion.
Any further discussion on the project 2 motion? Any homeowner input on the project 2 motion? I'll just call it that way. All right, all in favor?
I,
All right.
Aye.
All passes, thank you. Or any nays? Passes unanimously, thank you. Project 3. So this was a storm view fence that fell on that homeowner. Similar situation, although there was no DUI, but it was a storm event. Their insurance is a party wall, so it's half covered by that homeowner. This is our half. That is the total price of $33.56, and we only have one bid. I'd like to entertain a motion to have that done.
I'll make a
I
motion.
second.
All right, Todd, thank you. Have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, passes. Thank you. And then this one, this actually project is from a few months ago, and we were looking to do all the perimeter of that. This one, because Sun King's going to be there anyway, he's going to fix all the perimeter fence around the basketball court. You do have the option here of not doing it because the wall engineering report will cover this area, and maybe we want to see that engineering report before we do the repairs of all that little interior area of the basketball court. So this one you could pass on for right now if you like, or you just want to get those repairs done. It's not a huge amount and they're going to be there anyway. So that's why I left it in there for an option. That's entirely up to you guys, which usually is anyway.
I say, let's wait. Let's wait for engineering report, my 2 cents.
Board, rest of you?
I agree with Ron.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Very good. All right, so that's our wall stuff. Thank you very much. I'm glad
Armin,
we're getting stuff done. Yes.
I have Jeff asking me a direct question about the landscaping. Just so you know, Art and I handled the landscaping with the landscaper, and Harmon, wasn't just me. So if you have any questions, please ask the entire board so we can answer your question. Jeff.
Okay, we do have, I was looking at chat, so I'll look over chat here real quick to see. We have one about e-reminders and meetings going to any owner. Do we have email on file? Yes, they do. Please contact us or update your email. Yeah, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading Naomi's chat. Yes, we do send, there's the website calendar is the notice, and then we send a reminder to all the emails. And we have a pretty good percentage of emails, but you know, we certainly, we want everybody as we can get them. Let's see. Todd made a comment to everybody. Anissa says, I get the reminders. What I'm saying is that most homeowners are not getting them. Maybe send a note. We send out, I don't know, it's near 800 emails.
I think Anissa is assuming that since people are engaging on social media, that they're wanting to attend the meeting, which is not always true.
Yeah, it's we email it out, and we get lots on emails. We do have an email system that tells us where bounces are also, so we do call that out. Thanks for your comment, by the way. We know you try. It's a quirky time. Thank you. And Katie, I apologize. We're new to the community. Where's the basketball court? South of Knox. So just for grins, let's see, where's my screen share? Oh, my screen share went away. Just a minute. So I usually keep a map up so we have any discussions over the community. So the overall community is, you know, from the freeway down here, if you can see my cursor, to the north side of the golf course. So there's a community goes all the way to this little point right here. And this is Knox. And then there's a basketball court full court right here with a big park and a ramada. So this is we call it the South Park. And it has a lot of grass. It has gravel around it. Has a nice basketball court that was put in about 2 years ago. And if you're curious, this is where the fence fell. So there's a view fence around the perimeter of this park. These homes here and these homes here and this one have a perimeter wall and then a view fence on top that is a party wall with the HOA. So that's hopefully that answers the question. I'll put back our agenda. Okay, that's walls. We're at homeowners forum. Thank you all for the comments and engaging this evening. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up? Any future agenda items we can put on the agenda for you? Now is your opportunity. Okay, if there is no more comments, board will enter.
I have a comment.
Well, yeah, well, you're a board member. You can, homeowner. Go for it, Kevin.
You sent an email out about the golf course doing something, and there's a big pile of something
Correct.
in the street. Can you kind of elaborate on what's going on?
Yeah, sure. Scott Anderson sent me an email that they're revamping or repaving their golf cart paths between now and the end of next week. So they're going to be hauling rock back and forth across where the paths cross the streets and piling some up. So he said, just so people understand, that's what's going on. When they're all done, they'll clean it all up and clean up the streets where anything spills. And he literally said, when you're driving a Bobcat, stuff bounces out of the bucket onto the street a little bit. So he's going to, keep that to a minimum and clean up. He said he'd use orange cones around the piles. So I wanted to send an email out to everybody, be a little cautious around the piles, know it's going to get cleaned up after the golf courses project.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for bringing that up. Anybody else? All right, board, to entertain a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Okay, any further discussion on the motion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, homeowners, for attending. We're going to go to an executive session. If you'd like to depart, we appreciate, speaking for the board, if I may, appreciate your participation and comments. And always give us a call at the office or email if we can help you out with anything. Have a good evening.
Yeah. Okay, Harmon, I'm
Carl,
still
you
there.
stay.
This is Carl.
Yeah, you stay.
Okay.
All right. So we wait for everybody to depart and then we take a roll call and we then lock the meeting is the process here.
Okay.